The defining moment for me was probably in The Best Man Won.
Terrence Howard seemed to be destined for stardom, but then suddenly, everything changed.
And I was like, well, you know what? I'm tired of being everybody else's play toy.
And his questionable behavior seemingly caused him to miss out on some great career opportunities.
I wouldn't follow along with what they wanted to do.
The truth about what he's really like behind the scenes is finally coming out, and it's seriously dark and twisted. As you probably know, Terrence's career has featured some iconic moments. He had a role in the first Iron Man movie, he was a big part of Hustle and Flow, and he was the star of Empire, along with a long list of other roles. Although he's definitely had some high points in his career, Terrence has unfortunately never really reached the true stardom everyone expected for him. The alleged truth is now coming out about how difficult he is to work with. While he always delivered when the cameras were rolling, those who have worked with him have reported that he causes a lot of trouble behind the scenes. And all we have to do is look to his well-publicized personal problems to see that those reports are likely true. Terrence has done some pretty funny and bizarre things, but he's also done some really disturbing things. Let's start with his more lighthearted actions. The funniest of Terrence's strange behaviors is his passionate defense of Terryology. What is Terryology? It's likely even more insane than anything you've ever expected it to be. Terryology is a model of logic that Terrence thought up and strongly believes. The main claim of Terryology is that 1 times 1 is actually equal to 2. You don't have to have a degree in math to know that that is totally ridiculous, and his explanation of the theory doesn't make him sound any more normal. According to Terry, 1 times 1 cannot equal 1 because that would mean 2 is of no value, whatever that means. And he points out that the square root of 4 is 2, and so he says the square root of 2 must be 1. Eventually, Terry decided to publish mathematical proof defending his claim that 1 times 1 equals 2. You can find that proof on his Twitter page. It's still up there for the world to see, even though it's been ridiculed for containing many logical errors. Terrence says he also spends hours every day putting together models of plastic and wire in an attempt to verify his theory. But Terryology isn't Terrence's only odd claim regarding academia. Another one is that he says he attended Pratt Institute studying chemical engineering and applied materials. According to Terrence, he is still 3 credits short of the engineering degree, yet he still considers himself an engineer. That alone wouldn't be totally out of left field, but what's interesting is that he says he's going to return to Pratt one day to finish up his degree. Pratt, however, closed its engineering department in 1993. Many people believe his claim that he studied engineering is totally made up. That suspicion is supported by the fact that he definitely made up another claim about his education. One time, Terrence told Jimmy Kimmel on air that he had a PhD in chemical engineering from South Carolina State University, which is strange enough considering he never finished his alleged undergraduate engineering degree. Most PhD programs would consider a completed bachelor's degree a prerequisite. But what's even stranger is that South Carolina State University does not have a PhD program in chemical engineering. It almost feels like Terrence is purposely messing with us. I mean, the claims he makes are just wild, but he really seems to believe everything he says, even though there is clear evidence that he is wrong. He is an actor though, so I suppose it could all just be a well-disguised joke, but I seriously doubt that. Anyway, that's some of the more lighthearted, strange, off-screen behavior displayed by Terrence. Now let's move on to some of the darker personal problems Terrence has had. Fair warning, they're rather upsetting. Terrence has had 4 marriages with 3 different women. Tragically, 2 out of those 3 women reported that Terrence physically harmed them. Terrence's first wife was named Lori McComas. They were married from 1989 to 2003 and then again from 2005 to 2007. They have 3 children together. In 2009, it was reported that Terrence had been arrested back in 2001 for attacking Lori. According to the police report, Terrence and Lori had gotten into an argument over the phone. Following the argument, Terrence showed up at Lori's home, broke down a door to get into the house, chased her into the backyard, and punched her in the face. I'm sure it's becoming clear to you why many people consider Terrence difficult to work with. He seems to have a lot of unresolved issues. His treatment of Lori wasn't the only example of Terrence getting violent. His second wife, Michelle Gann, also reported that Terrence physically hurt her. Along with harming her badly enough that she needed medical attention, Terrence supposedly also broke her computer in half, threatened her numerous times, and stalked her. Michelle ended up getting a restraining order against Terrence, but the harm doesn't end there. He was also arrested once for attacking a flight attendant. He didn't like that she insisted that he return to his seat while the seatbelt sign was on. Like I said, it's all really upsetting. This guy that a lot of people look up to and consider a great actor seems to live a very troubling life behind the scenes. He sometimes hurts women, holds outlandish beliefs, and doesn't seem to have any understanding that something might be wrong. I think maybe that's why he hasn't reached his potential as an actor. When the cameras aren't rolling, Terrence seemingly has a lot of red flags. If he does have underlying mental health troubles, I really hope he gets help. Maybe if he reached a more stable point, his career could have resurgence, and also he might stop harming those in his life. I know a lot of us would like to see that, but I'm really curious to hear what you all have to say about Terrence. Did you know that he holds some of these wild beliefs, and did you find the beliefs more entertaining or concerning? Does Terrence deserve bigger roles, or do you think he deserves to be held back because of his personal problems? Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments below.